I had a fight with Lou Reed on the street.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You ran into
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
I had. No, it wasn't my fault.
What? Oh, of course
Okay,
not.
no.
What year is this?
This is he was alive. So
well,
it was,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell when it was. It
That's
was.
a surprise.
It was in the year
Of our
you know what?
Lord.
It was 2001.
9/11.
It was 2001. It was before 9/11.
Okay.
I had just moved back to New York.
8/11.
I'm going to try to make this short, but I was living in California, and I came back to New York because an ad agency hired me.
Okay.
And this ad agency hired me because there was someone working there who wanted me to be their partner, and that person got their job because of Laurie Anderson. And Laurie Anderson was Lou Reed's wife or a companion.
Okay.
So they fly me to New York. They put me in corporate housing. My first day walking outside to go to the job, Lou Reed's walking his dog outside. And I go, holy shit, it's Lou Reed. And I'm like, I'm not going to bother him. But I'm like, what are the crazy coincidences? I'm only back in New York because of Laurie Anderson. I've got a way in to talk to him. Let me just go say, hey, he'll like the story.
Yeah.
So I go, hey, Lou. And he just ignores me like he doesn't even hear me. And I'm like, hey, Lou. And like he ignores me again. Now, all right, I probably should have stopped. But I went, Lou. And then he didn't do anything. I go, Lou, you hear me? You hear me, right? And he goes, yeah, what do you want? I go, well, if I'm calling your name, why don't you just say something? He's like, well, do I know you? I'm like, no, but I have something to tell you. He's like, well, what is it? I go, well, what I was trying to tell you is that I'm a New Yorker, and I was living in California. Now I'm back, and I'm back home, and the only reason I'm home, in front of this is the building, and the whole reason I'm here is because of your girl, because of Laurie. He's like, oh, you know Laurie? I'm like, no, I don't, but she got my friend the job, and now he got me the job, so we're kind of connected. And he goes, what kind of job is it? I go, oh, it's an ad agency. And he goes, so then he walks away. And I'm like, fuck you, dude, right? So then years later, that friend who's friends with Laurie Anderson is having a dinner, and they're both coming over. And he's like, you should come over. Laurie Anderson and Lou Reed are going to come over. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm coming over. I got a bone to pick with that guy, Lou. And he's like, what? I'm like, we had a fight like a year ago because of you. Because I was trying to tell him the whole connection to you. He's like, don't come to the dinner. I'm like, oh, no, I'm coming to the dinner. They didn't let me go to the dinner.
Of course not.
No, they didn't let me go. And then, here's what happened. Lou Reed faxed over a list of ingredients that he can't eat. He can't add, like, all these. He lived on heroin for, like, 3 decades, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't eat gluten, sugar,
Uh-huh.
vanilla, whatever the fuck it was, I don't know.
Right.
And I heard he just sulked in the corner the whole time while Laurie... Oh, I shouldn't be saying these bad things about it.
It's dead.
It's not bad. It's not even that bad.
Well, I mean,
it's bad.
bad.
No, it's you.
Because he's dead. And he was probably a nice guy.
You exchanged unpleasantries.
Yeah.
Like, you heightened that tension. By the time you said Lou the third time.
Yeah. And it's
It was
happened to
over.
me with
It
other
was
famous
over.
people too. And the thing is, like you'll meet people like, hey, you ever meet Madonna? I think famous people are like, did you meet that crazy guy Jeff? Because I've had fights with so many famous people. I would have thought, did you get the bald one?
Hey, Madonna!
Yeah.
Madonna!
Yeah.
I know you hear me! What?
Well, it's not,
Listen, I know your friend Cheryl! That's all!
I had a thing with Jewel. I had a little interaction with Jewel once. But she also not
Jewel.
my fault. But it's another time. We'll talk about it.
I just wanted to say I'm a big fan! Like, yeah.
Stella!
Angriest.
So, and Lou Reed traveled in the circle with David Bowie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.